I lost my best friend because I wanted to impress strangers. It started as a stupid challenge, one of those late-night dares that seem harmless, until you realize you've destroyed something real. Mason and I had been best friends since middle school, inseparable for over a decade. We'd been through everything together. Bad breakups, family drama, job losses. He was the kind of friend who'd drive across town at 2 a.m. just because I texted, "I can't sleep." We had our own language inside jokes, old nicknames, a bond that felt unbreakable. Then my new friend group came along. After I switched jobs last year, I started hanging out with the marketing team Loud, confident people who always seemed to be performing for someone. They thrived on sarcasm and group chats full of roasts and memes. Mason didn't fit in with them. He was quieter, thoughtful, the kind of guy who didn't care about fitting in. Whenever I mentioned him, they rolled their eyes. "Oh, your emotional support buddy again?" Tyler joked once. Everyone laughed. I did too. Mason would have just smiled awkwardly if he'd heard it, but something about the laughter made me want to prove that I wasn't the sentimental one that I could hang with people who didn't take life so seriously. The teasing turned into a running joke. Every time Mason texted, someone would shout, "Bro, tell your boyfriend you're busy," and everyone would laugh again. I started ignoring Mason's messages when I was with them. Then came the night that broke everything. We were at a coworker's birthday party downtown. Loud music, rooftop lights, everyone drinking too much. Tyler pulled out his phone, smirking. "Let's mess with your bestie," he said. "Text him something wild? Make him think you're done with his clingy crap?" I should have said no, but the alcohol made me bold, and the thought of being the boring friend made me reckless. I typed, "You need to chill with all the calls and emotional crap, man. Not everything's a therapy session." They howled with laughter when I hit send. I tried to laugh too, pretending it was just a joke. Mason didn't reply right away. A minute passed, then 5, then 15. When I checked my phone later that night, there was one message waiting. Did I do something wrong? I stared at the screen, guilt crawling up my throat, but I couldn't bring myself to answer. Instead, I turned the phone face down and drowned myself in more noise. The next morning, my hangover was bad, but the silence was worse. No text from Mason, no memes, no good morning message, nothing. I told myself I'd explain later, that he'd understand. He didn't. A week passed before I saw him again. I ran into him at the coffee shop near our old apartment. He looked tired, like he hadn't slept. When our eyes met, he forced a small smile. "Hey," he said quietly. I opened my mouth, ready to apologize, but he shook his head. "You don't have to explain," he said. "I got the message. You've outgrown me." Hearing him say it hurt more than I expected. "It was just a joke," I said weakly. "Yeah," he replied, but it told me everything I needed to know about where I stand. Then he walked away, leaving me standing there with my coffee and a stomach full of regret. The group chat is still active. They still send memes and jokes, still laugh about stupid things, but I can't look at my phone without thinking about the text that ended a decade of friendship. I lost my best friend, not because of a fight or betrayal or distance, but because I wanted to make a few strangers laugh, and I've never hated silence more than I do now.